Hi, boys and girls. This is our last story time and your last week of school. Woohoo! So, this is Owen and Mzee part 2. We're going to find out what happened to the animals once they settled in. We know they became friends, but what happened after that? So, we'll find out. And again, it's written by or told by Isabella Hatkoff, Craig Hatkoff, and Dr. Paula Kahumbu. Okay, here we go. There's Owen and Mzee, and I'll start reading. Like any friendship, theirs has changed over time. At first, Owen was easily frightened and often scurried behind Mzee for safety. Now, Owen is a bit more independent, running through the brush on his own and splashing noisily as he flips himself around in the pond. He has also become very protective of Mzee. Owen is still deeply suspicious of people, and when workers or visitors come too close to Mzee, Owen may snort or open his jaws wide in a threatening yawn. Once he even chased Dr. Paula and Sabine out of the boma. However, though, Owen is now quite a bit larger than Mzee. The old tortoise is clearly the one in charge. Owen watches Mzee closely, raising his head when Mzee raises his head, and eating what Mzee eats. When Mzee eats, Mzee sets the pace as they wander the grounds together. Even though a tortoise moves much more slowly than a hippo, Owen will either plod along with Mzee or walk ahead a few steps at his own speed and then wait for him to catch up. You remember, Owen is the hippo. There they are, and children are looking at them, coming to visit. Mzee can be rather bossy. One day, when the two of them were feeding together, Owen finished eating first, and he went into the pond. But it seemed Mzee wanted Owen to wait. Mzee followed Owen into the pond and pushed him toward the shore until Owen got out. Then Mzee returned to his meal. When Mzee finished, Owen followed as Mzee led the way into the water. But most of the time, Mzee, whose name in Swahili means wise old man, is like a gentle guardian over Owen. When Owen is upset by people or noise and prepares to charge, Mzee often blocks Owen's way and calmly holds him off, as if reassuring Owen that there's no need for alarm. This is the kind of wise guidance that Owen's mother or father would have given him. No one knows why Mzee, a reptile, without the instincts to nurture another animal, is able or willing to nurture Owen. But clearly he is. So this tortoise gives the big hippo guidance and nurturing, and they don't know why. Oh, look at all the pictures of them together. They have even developed their own way of communicating. When Mzee wants Owen to walk with him, he will gently nip Owen's tail with his sharp beak over here. When Owen wants Mzee to move, he will nudge Mzee's feet. To direct Mzee to the right, he will nudge Mzee's back right foot. To direct him to the left, he will nudge Mzee's back left foot. If Mzee doesn't respond right away, Owen may squeeze Mzee's foot between his teeth until he starts to move, but neither one hurts the other. Even more remarkably, Owen and Mzee seem to have developed their own language of sounds. At times, one of them will make a soft, deep, rumbling sound, and the other will repeat it. They call quietly back and forth to each other this way for hours. The sound is not one that either hippo or tortoise usually make. It seems to be an original form of communication that has grown out of their special bond. It is the language of friendship. So kind of like twins, they develop their own language that's neither hippo or tortoise language. Isn't that interesting? There they are together. Only once have Owen and Mzee spent more than a day apart, and that was for 2 weeks when Mzee needed veterinary treatment. A crack in Mzee's shell had become infected, And when the wildlife veterinarian Dr. Kashmiri tried to examine Mzee, Owen became very protective and began to charge at him. So Mzee was moved to a smaller enclosure where Dr. Kashmiri could safely treat him. For the first few days without Mzee, Owen wandered restlessly around the boma all alone. And then he became curious about a small Aldabra tortoise in the enclosure named Toto. At first, Toto, whose name means little one in Swahili, crawled away when Owen tried to feed near her or lick her shell. But just as with Mzee, Toto soon accepted Owen's attention, and before long she was joining him for naps or walks around the boma. Owen and Toto had never paid much attention to each other, but soon the two were nearly always together. Owen had made another friend. Isn't that interesting? So this is actually Toto, not Mzee. So there's all three of them together. Mzee, Toto, and Owen. But no friend could be as special as Mzee. At last Mzee's shell had healed and was returned to the boma immediately. Owen rushed to Mzee's side. For the next several days, Owen and Mzee stayed close together, and Owen was especially protective. But Owen hadn't forgotten about his new friend Toto. Now Owen, Mzee, and Toto have become a friendly threesome, resting their heads on each other and dozing together during the heat of the day. Hippos are playful social animals and seem happiest when they are part of a family group, and Owen seems very content within this most unusual family. But Dr. Paula and the others are concerned that in many ways Owen is behaving more like a tortoise than a 2-year-old hippo. He eats what Mzee eats rather than what hippos should eat. Though Owen can hear the bellows of other hippos at Haller Park calling to one another, he never joins in, as if he doesn't know that he is a hippo. And while hippos are usually active during the cool hours of the night, Owen is active during the day, when his tortoise friends are awake. Owen's caretakers feel that it's time for him to spend time with other hippos, but it's unlikely that an established pod of hippos would accept him. So they're afraid he's not acting like a hippo, and if they put him with other hippos, they won't accept him. Oh, there goes an airplane over my house. There he is. Let's see what happens. Fortunately, a solution may be very close at hand. One of the hippos at Haller Park, named Cleopatra, Clio for short, was also rescued as an orphaned baby. Now 13 years old and almost fully grown, she lives on her own and seems lonely for another hippo to play with. Working closely with hippo experts around the world, Dr. Paula and the others are making careful plans to introduce Owen and Clio. If they accept each other, they will be moved to a large new boma where they can live together as friends. So they're going to try to introduce these two hippos that are by themselves together. Let's see if it works. Ideally, Mzee would be moved along with Owen, so they would at least include Mzee. That's good. Owen is already twice the size of Mzee. When Owen is full grown to 5 or 10 years, he will weigh about 7,000 pounds. Wow. Owen could hurt Mzee very badly without intending to, even if Mzee's shell weren't already damaged. In fact, some of Mzee's old injuries are the result of another young hippo's boisterous play. No one wants to separate these two great friends, and Dr. Paula and the others wonder how a separation might affect Owen. Would it seem to Owen as if he were losing his family again? Let's see what happens. If at all possible, Owen and Mzee will be kept together. Everyone hopes that Owen, Clio, Mzee, and maybe a little Toto will have happily together for many years, but only time will tell. No matter how things turn out, the story of their friendship will always remind the world that when you need a friend, one will be there for you, and that best friends come in all colors, shapes, and sizes. That's a perfect sentence for this past 2 weeks, isn't it? Friends come in all colors, shapes, and sizes. And so continues the true story of Owen and Mzee and their enduring friendship. So it doesn't tell us how it worked out, We don't know. I wonder if they'll write another book. So they're going to try and put the two tortoises and Clio and Owen all together and see how it works out. I hope it does. But that does remind us that friends come in all different colors, shapes, and sizes. And especially with the troubles of this past 2 weeks and all the protests, it reminds us that friends can be any color, shape, or size. I love that. And at Ritter, I think, and Central, it is perfect because we love each other no matter what color we are, what shape we are, what size we are. We love each other. And I hope you take that to heart. I love you all, no matter what color you are, what shape or size you are. You're all beautiful, and you're all special. And I will miss you very much over the summer and hope to see you again next year. I hope you read over the summer. Keep reading. Please keep reading. Go on Epic if your teacher invited you to join Epic, or other websites that I have shared with you. Boys and girls, it's so important to help you grow up and be able to learn. Okay, boys and girls, enjoy your summer and stay safe. Happy reading. Bye-bye.